Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Another day and more pride in being an American citizen. Thanks to our leadership. Man, he just makes you burst, doesn't he? Makes you burst with pride. This guy, fantastic.
So wait, when our head explodes, is that the equivalent of bursting with pride?
Yeah, kind of, yeah. I see. They were, again, just lying through their communist teeth, as always. Another day telling you, I am not here. Huh. I see you right in front of me. No, you don't. I am not here. Okay. John Kirby was making the rounds yesterday when Bill Hemmer of Fox News had a question for him.
You got your hands full, and I was looking back at the track record for President Biden. Here's what sticks out.
Okay.
The Afghanistan withdrawal was a mess. We failed to stop Putin from going into Ukraine. The war with Israel and Hamas has been absolutely dreadful and destructive. Again, it's the first time Iran has aimed at Israel. China's military buildup is substantial. And that was just this morning what I came up with. Can you argue that American strength and persuasion is better today than it was 4 years ago globally?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
100% I can, Bill, and I can do that very comfortably after serving for as long as I did in uniform. I'll tell you, this is a president who understands American leadership on the world stage. He has devoted additional resources, not just militarily, but diplomatically, economically, around the world to advance our national security interests.
Really?
I can, 100%. I can do that very comfortably, Bill.
I am not here. Might as well have said that.
Uh-huh.
Because that was just as big a lie.
Yeah.
After pointing out all of the deficiencies in this administration's policy, yeah, it's of course I can unequivocally say it's better than it was under Trump. What?
I think a larger issue may be, does Bill Hemmer age? Like, seriously. Look at that man.
Yeah, it looks pretty good.
He hasn't aged.
His hair's starting to get a bit salt and pepper, but that's...
Oh, look at you.
That's about it.
Hypercritical, as always.
No, he looks great. I mean, Bill
He's a
Hemmer
good-looking man.
has. Yeah, he is. Yes, he is.
Okay.
Also, Biden's Joint Chief of Staff was making the rounds where he made the case that the Air Force needs more pilots. Check this out.
One of the goals here is actually how do we get more African Americans in a position of leadership, in positions of aviation, and that's one of the challenges. And I'll tell you, that's I was going to be an engineer. I came in the Air Force to be an engineer. That was my original plan. I got a chance to fly in a aircraft when I was in ROTC when I was in college, and that really changed my mind. Now I wanted to become a pilot, and that's what I've been able to do for the past 37 plus years. These are the kinds of things that we are, as an Air Force, are looking. How do we engage with different diverse communities based on race and gender in particular?
Based on race and gender in particular. Yeah.
Lord, please don't let us be attacked.
That's the most important goal and mission of the U.S. Air Force.
Oh, my. Oh, no.
Incredible.
How much safer do you feel after that?
Oh, a lot. Yeah, a lot.
It's not based on meritocracy or talent or leadership skills.
No, you want it based on gender and race.
There you go.
That's what you want. Sexual preference. Those three things are the most important, I think, to all Americans.
Sleep well tonight, America.
Sure, our pilots can fly the plane, but what race and sexual preference do they have? That's what I'd like to know.
That's got to be top priority.
It has to be. It absolutely has to be.
That's how you win wars, Pat. With race and gender.
Yeah, and sexual preference.
Sexual preference.
I mean, you're not going to win a war with a whole bunch of heterosexuals fighting it for you, are you? No, it's never been done in the history of the planet.
Wait, it's not?
No, it's never been done.
I need to get to cracking on the history books then.
Yeah, you should. You should. You're not as up on your sexual preference of warriors as you should be.
Come to think of it, they really never list that, do they?
That doesn't seem like it, no. No.
Because it doesn't matter. We just want the best. Oh, it's just dreadful.
There's a video going around, too, of the University of Connecticut basketball player. He was talking about his visit to the White House last year. I don't think they've gone yet this year, right?
No.
So he was talking about last year. They're going again this year. But here's what he had to say when the Yukon Huskies won the title last year.
Last year, after we won the national championship, went to the White House, took a picture with Joe Biden, team picture. Joe Biden talked to us for about 3 minutes. And then right after that, he asked us for a picture again.
What did he say in that 3 minutes?
Yeah. Completely ignored Coach Hurley. Really couldn't understand what he was saying, and then he said, "All right, let's grab a picture."
Do you think he knows basketball?
Not much.
Not much. No.
Okay, let's grab a picture. Wait, we just did that, old man.
I suppose he's getting pounded for that because you can't talk about that. How dare you not give a glowing review of your visit with the president last year? Jeez. And that's great that he got a picture, then he forgot they got a picture, and then he asked for a picture again. It's fantastic. It's typical, right?
Yeah.
Is anybody surprised by that? But where's the evidence? Joe isn't in control of his faculties. Here he was yesterday reading a script verbatim during a meeting with the Iraqi prime minister.
As you know, Iran launched an unprecedented aerial attack against Israel, and we mounted an unprecedented military effort to defend Israel. Together with our partners, we defeated that attack.
كما تعلمون شنت إيران هجوماً جوياً غير مسبوق ضد إسرائيل وقمنا نحن من طرفنا بجهد عسكري غير مسبوق دفاعاً
I don't know where he is, but he's not in that room. I mean, seriously. And whoever writes those cards or whoever writes in the teleprompter, that's the president of the United States. This guy is just the mouthpiece.
Well, yeah. I mean, everything is instructed to him. But he's told every move to make, and it was proven again yesterday with the card.
All he had to do was sit down there.
Yeah. It's not that hard.
4 sentences off the cuff, and I want to thank the prime minister for being here. Okay, and we're going to talk now, so y'all go and take care.
But he can't do it.
He can't do that.
Somebody photographed. Do we have that photograph of the cheat sheet he had? You know, the cards. We don't have that because he was putting it back into his pocket
yesterday.
Yeah.
Oh wow, I didn't see this.
And they photographed it.
Oh no, that's funny if you want to play that. But I'm not familiar with what you're saying.
But here he is. We'll talk about that in a sec. Here he's staring off.
This is so good. There he is. He has no idea where he is. He doesn't know where he is. They've started to overdub all these videos of Biden with that song. Makes it even better. But so he had another cheat sheet moment. What did it say on it? We'll have to find that.
Yeah, it said it had all the things that he said. And it even told him where to pause.
Oh, my. Oh, no.
Yeah, it had, in huge, all caps, pause. So he's even told when he should be pausing.
Oh, no.
Because he can't do it on his own.
We got to find
Can't do it. Yeah. I thought I sent that in. Maybe I didn't. But
goodness.
We'll show it to you later.
Every day a treat with him.
Yeah.
Every day a treat.
And when he's not staring off into the abyss, he's checking his watch while another world leader is speaking.
10 seconds he stares at his watch. Look at that.
Can you hurry it up? It's time for my bowel movement.
Seriously.
And so...
Of course, that turned into... play that again, because that went from checking his watch to stroking himself. Look at this. Weird, man.
إلى علاقة قائمة على الأسس الاقتصاد والمجالات الثقافية والأمنية والسياسية واتفاقية الإقامة.
Yeah. Skin's so soft on those hands.
Yeah, I doubt that.
Oh, gosh.
Earlier, we showed you a minute ago about John Kirby just ignoring all the failures of Joe Biden on the world stage. He doesn't think Iran is one of them. Watch this from yesterday when he got into it with Peter Doocy.
Now that we know that the Iranians do not listen to President Biden's public warnings, is there any regret here about unfreezing billions of dollars for Iranian leaders during the president's administration?
What unfreezing are you talking about?
He unfroze billions of dollars
for Iranian leaders?
Yeah.
Really? I don't think so.
Okay,
so first of all,
it's for humanitarian purposes, but doesn't that?
But you don't believe me.
Well, doesn't that free up money for them to spend on other stuff? Where do you get the money for an unprecedented number of munitions to fire at Israel?
So first of all, I'm betting if they're sitting in Tehran, they're taking it seriously when President Biden says he's going to defend Israel. We put skin in the game, a whole heck of a lot of it, and knocked almost everything out of the sky. So I'm betting they're taking it pretty seriously. And as for this unfreezing, none of that fund, none of those funds set up in an account, by the way, by the previous administration, goes directly to the supreme leader. The IRGC can only be used for humanitarian purposes, and we're watching that account very, very closely to make sure that that's what happens.
They're watching it very, very closely. So none of that's going to happen. Don't worry about it. They're on it.
Okay, so if they are using that money for humanitarian purposes, it still makes Ducey's point.
It freed up money for something else. Jeez.
It's like talking to a toddler with these people.
They just don't, they will not. They pretend like they just can't get it.
Right.
Like they just, I don't even understand where you're coming from. Really? You can't get this point that when you give them money like that, you give them billions of dollars, then whether they're using that money that you specifically gave them for that purpose or that freed up them to do something else with that money so they can spend the other money they had.
No.
You don't understand that.
No, we're watching the account. Make sure that they use it for humanitarian funds.
Okay.
And Bombs R Us, isn't that a humanitarian aid store?
Sounds like it. So I'm going to say yes.
Okay.
Yes, it is.
I tell you what, you sent in that Babylon Bee.
Yeah, picture. He was so pissed, he's already retaliated. According to the Babylon Bee, in a swift and decisive response to the drone and missile attack on Israeli targets over the weekend, President Joe Biden retaliated against Iran by attaching a note to the next pallet of cash.
Oh,
do we have
the picture of the pallet?
Show the pallet of cash, but there's a note on it this time that says, "Please do not use for terrorism."
Oh, that'll take care of it.
Yeah.
That'll take care of it.
We don't have the photo of the pallet of cash.
Pallet of cash. Babylon Bee, pallet of cash.
Big pile of cash.
Big pile of cash.
But, again...
But they did what?
They did put the note on there.
There it is.
And asked them to please not use
They put a heart on it, too.
Oh, yeah, see?
Don't use it for terrorism. And a smiley face is on there.
Because they wanted to take the edge off.
That's what it is.
Yeah. So, that's so great. The note, which was translated into Farsi, placed at a clearly visible location on the next U.S. shipment of cash being sent to Tehran, with the Biden administration confident that its stern tone, well, except for the smiley face, it kind of took the edge off the stern tone, would ensure the Iranian regime would know not to use any of the billions of U.S. dollars on terrorism.
So it's taken care of. I don't know why Kirby didn't say it like that and mentioned to Ducey about the note.
I don't
Did you see how Charlie Kirk laid out all the Iranian funds? My goodness, that is quite a timeline. Don't let them get away with this crap, man. Oh, gosh, it's so dreadful.
Let's put on my wife's specs for a moment here.
All right.
And we'll go through it. We'll go through it together. $10 billion, November 2023. So last November, the Biden regime reapproved a sanctions waiver that unlocks upwards of $10 billion in frozen funds of Iraqi payments for Iranian energy.
$10 billion.
$6 billion in September 23. As part of a prisoner swap, Blinken ensured Iranian funds were moved into a restricted fund for humanitarian trade. That's the one they're keeping a really close eye on to make sure that they're using it for humanitarian purposes only.
Good.
$10 billion in July of last year. Anthony Blinken signed a national security waiver allowing Iraq to deposit payments for Iranian energy into non-Iraqi banks in third countries instead of into restricted accounts. Okay. In August of 2021, $3.42 billion the IMF sent to Iran in special drawing rights. The Biden administration had the authority to stop the transfer and chose not to. 80 plus billion. So more than 80 billion since 2021 in Iran oil exports, breaking records because the Biden administration has eased enforcement of sanctions, allowing an explosion in illicit purchases, mostly by China.
Oh, nice.
Another 3.8 billion since 2021. Iran turned to the sale of petrochemicals to avoid Trump-era sanction. Sales have surged, thanks to Biden. And then we have this 1.6 billion since 2021. The Biden administration imposed sanctions on Iran's steel industry, which the Biden administration has not enforced. No, but their commitment to Israel is ironclad. Ironclad.
So I did.
So what is the total there?
Okay, it's Keith math, but I came up with $114.6 billion. But what's that going to buy you?
Hardly anything.
I mean, humanitarian aid.
Hardly anything.
A little bit.
Been to the grocery store lately? Okay, they're going to be hard pressed to get even a grocery cart full.
That's fair.
Of food.
That's fair.
So,
man, it's dreadful every day.
My gosh.
Every day. And then, what did you send in? The
the Peter Doocy. Doocy was pushing him yesterday. Wow. He asked him, because he's been so hard on Iran.
Yeah.
He asked him if they might, adopt a little bit different kind of policy, a little bit of a stronger policy toward Iran. Here's that exchange.
Wait, instead of don't?
Yeah. Yes.
John, has President Biden considered maybe beefing up the public Iran posture to be more than just one word?
You're referring to don't.
Yeah.
So let's talk about
don't.
And let's talk about what we did, Peter. Let's talk about don't and did. Let's talk about Saturday night.
Let's talk about it.
He made it clear that he didn't want to see escalation in the region.
And yet they did.
Let me finish. He added military resources to the region right after October 7th. And then when we had an inkling that this kind of thing was coming, he added even more military resources to the region. More destroyers that were capable of shooting down ballistic missiles, a fighter squadron that was able to shoot down drones.
Yeah, but they still did.
And that's what we did. So you can talk about the don't word all you want, but let's talk about what did happen. And what did happen was Iran utterly failed. And if I'm sitting in Tehran right now, I'm betting that President Biden takes it pretty seriously when he says, don't escalate. He's going to act to make sure that you can't. And they didn't. Yes, they fired an unprecedented amount of munitions, but how much of a success did they have, Peter?
What?
None. Zero. Very little infrastructure. It was an embarrassing failure for the Supreme Leader and for the IRGC.
Wow. So the don't was powerful enough. I guess they're happy with the results of 350 missiles and drones being launched at Israel.
The success of knocking them out of the sky has nothing to do with their
the fact
aggression.
That they did it anyway. They were told don't, and they did. That's the don't and the did he should be talking about. But of course,
on the one hand, John Kirby would be terrible to have as a father because he would have these condescending conversations. Let me finish. And then you would have a point to make to him, and it still wouldn't matter. You would win the argument, but still lose the war.
Yeah. Yep. Yesterday, we showed you the video of the pro-Hamas protesters in Chicago learning chants before they took to the streets. Yesterday, they headed to O'Hare Airport, where this happened.
Oh, look at that. They've got their arms interlocked in pipe. Got PVC pipe, so that they can't break apart. And look, I don't know, they have mats or something.
You could break them apart, but you're going to break some bones in the process. That'd be a real shame.
It would be a shame.
I'm sorry that you're the one that did that, and we got to remove you from the freeway. So
look at this.
Wow,
how pissed would you be? You're trying to catch a flight. I'm trying to catch a flight here. Oh no, now I'm on your side. Let's go, Hamas.
Here's an idea. Make sure you have tear gas with you when you're driving around.
That's good.
Headed to the airport, headed to a hospital, going to work, whatever. So that when you got a blockade like this, fire the tear gas and let them see if they can stand there then.
Yeah, yesterday was a big day for pro-Hamas supporters in our nation. They blocked the Golden Gate Bridge. Last I saw, it had been over an hour, and the police still hadn't done anything. I don't know how they eventually got that broken up. So that was out in San Francisco. And then they blocked that, I don't know if it's the International Bridge, whatever it is, into Canada. The police did respond to that. That didn't last long. But this is fun, right?
No.
This is fun.
Surprisingly, no. I'm not having fun with this.
No.
And I haven't even been blockaded like this.
Right. Oh,
well, except by work crews on the freeway on the way into work several times. They had another one today. Fortunately, it was at the site already. By the time I
you didn't take the alternate route that I suggested?
I forgot until I got to the stupid blockade. And I was going to take the other, but fortunately they had moved off.
Okay.
So
because my GPS said go the alternate route.
Did it?
So I'm trying to get in a habit of just turning that on every morning.
Yeah, because they formed this blockade.
Yeah, tell everyone, this is madness.
All through all 4 lanes of eastbound traffic heading into work. And they do it in a place where you can't exit, where you can't turn around. There's just nowhere to go. So you have to sit there in this.
How long do you sit there?
At least half an hour. About a half an hour. 20 minutes to half an hour every single time. And they're doing, I don't know, like on an overpass, maybe half a mile to a mile away. They're doing, I don't know, something with power lines.
And that's why they have to shut it down.
And so they shut down the freeway because they're, I don't know, worried that a power line's going to fall down on somebody's car.
I get that.
Yeah,
you have to shut it down. I understand.
But no warning.
We work odd hours. But yeah, put up a sign. Normally you get a sign that says, because it's right, it's after a split. They could have easily had a bunch of signs saying, go this way, especially if they're going to do it every other day for weeks.
Hey, there's a detour coming up. You might want to take an alternate freeway route.
It is so frustrating.
Yeah, oh my gosh. So if I ran into these people, I would...
Especially on a day where you've already sat there on the interstate out here.
I'd be arrested because I'm not taking that kindly. Sorry, I know I should. I just can't. It is so mindless and so counterproductive to their cause.
We can do that in Texas, right? They passed a law, right? Was that a Texas law they passed? Let's just make sure before I break arms and legs. But yeah, I'm with you, man.
The police should just remove them. I mean, sorry you did that. You did it this way, and it's going to cause you some pain.
Your tax dollars,
it's going to hurt.
Don't go to fund police in San Francisco, apparently, at least, to unclog the Golden Gate Bridge.
I guess that they learned their lesson from the glue situation. Gluing themselves to the street caused them to lose some skin. So now they're jamming themselves together with PVC pipe. Well, okay, you're going to get a broken arm now. That's even worse, isn't it? Now you're going to get a broken arm.
You know, what kind of loser must you be to sit around and that is your life. Your existence is,
let's figure out how we can block the roads and not be...
and really piss people off. And get attention.
And you make the point that, have you ever seen a protest like this and thought, definitely.
Now I'm on their side.
Definitely changing my opinion.
Thank you for inconveniencing me for the last hour and a half. I love sitting here on the freeway. Love it. So thank you. And now I agree with you 100%. Israel should just lay down and play dead. And in fact, they should disband as a nation. They don't deserve to exist. Thank you for helping me see that by blocking my way to work this morning. Perfect. Yeah. It's never happened. That has never occurred in the history of mankind. All right, let me tell you about Birch Gold. I mean, there's so many dreadful things happening right now. It's just common sense to invest in gold right now. It's pushing an all-time high. Actually, for several reasons. The cost of goods continues to rise despite interest rate controls by the Fed. The national debt is skyrocketing, $34 trillion and counting, like another trillion every 100 days. And, of course, we got the election this year that's going to have massive implications. All of this adds up to instability and uncertainty, and that's why so many Americans are turning to Birch Gold Group to diversify their savings. You should do it too. Secure a portion of your savings with gold from Birch Gold. If you don't know much about it, you can get a free info kit by texting PAT to 989898, and they'll send you the kit on how to turn an existing IRA or 401k into a sheltered IRA in gold, and it doesn't cost you a penny out of pocket. They have an A+ rating with the BBB. They have tens of thousands of happy customers. You can count on Birch Gold. So again, just text PAT to 989898. Claim your free info kit.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
Oh, we have more from Joe.
Oh, yeah, one more.
I don't want to miss this one because he's brilliant.
He is brilliant.
He's good.
Referencing a country that hasn't existed for, what,
30 years.
30 plus years?
32. Almost 32 years. Here he is.
Okay. Here it is.
And it went a little something.
This is, I don't know,
like
clip
this.
7.
Cut 7.
And together, we're standing, and I can't tell how much we appreciate your outspokenness and the support of the people of Czechoslovakia, the Czech Republic, with defending Czechoslovakia.
Read it, baby. Read it.
What you've done.
What you've done.
It's written in front of him. It's written right there in front of him.
And let me play the role of Jeffy here, where, look, who among us hasn't screwed up Czechoslovakia? I got it. But we don't have it written on a card in front of us.
Yeah, right. Right.
Okay, so we do have the cheat sheet card.
Okay, we'll get to that in a second. But I just want to tell the president of Czechoslovakia here.
All right.
That I just met with the king of the Persian Empire.
Oh.
And we were discussing a problem that they were having with the Prussians. But he told me he's waiting on a call that he's going to get from the king of Siam. And once he does that, then we'll talk about what we should do with the Czechoslovakians. Okay, so that's coming pretty soon.
And you just had this call?
Yeah, I just got the call from the king of the Persian Empire. So we got that going for us. So that'll be good.
Mr. President.
Yeah.
Is that... We've talked about this. Is that on your card?
No, I just remembered that I wanted to talk about my discussion.
Don't, if it's not on the freaking card, old man.
They can't even get him to do that. I mean, he's incapable. But look at this. Here's the cheat card he's using.
There it is. Pause.
So he's sticking that back into his jacket pocket, and somebody took a photo of it. We got a nice close up, and you see where it says pause. I mean, really?
Ad lib, a tease.
It's that detailed that they have to. And by the way, Mr. President, the capital letters, the all caps word that we put in parentheses or brackets, those you don't actually say out loud. Those are just directions on what you do at that point.
Okay.
So don't read the word pause.
I kid
just
you not.
Pause for a moment.
Bro, I kid you not.
Mm-hmm.
While this country is burning to the ground, there are high-level discussions in the White House where they say, all right, do we risk putting the word pause? Because he may read that.
I know, right.
He may say pause out loud. He may emphasize pause since it's all caps. He may go pause.
Because he has done that. He did that a couple weeks ago where he was reading the instructions instead of just performing the instructions.
So it's all caps, right?
Yeah.
And so I could totally see him. And with Iraq and our partners, pause. I can totally see that happening. I can't wait. The day's coming. And that guy, it's criminal that he's president to begin with.
Yeah.
That guy thinks he's going to be president again for another 4 years.
And he might be right is the saddest part of it.
Oh.
That's the worst part. I mean, in some polls, he's actually improving in some poll numbers.
Don't you dare.
I don't know how that's possible, but it's apparently happening in some polls.
No. You know what? You're going to make me do this. I'm going to find these. Okay. All right. Here we go.
All right.
These are Echelon Insights Heritage Poll. Okay. Trump up 10 in Georgia.
Ooh.
Up 7 in Nevada. Up 4 in Pennsylvania. Up 6 in Michigan.
These are all swing states.
6 in Arizona. And up 1 in Wisconsin.
Okay, well, those are mostly good, except for the one in Wisconsin.
But you saw something that...
Yeah, and it's national polls, I think. I don't think it's from the swing states. But supposedly, he's improving. His numbers are improving.
I don't like it.
Stop. How does it happen?
Stop.
How do you look at this guy? Everything he does every single day and say, yep, I want another 4 years of that. Because, man, is he doing a great job. How do you look at your finances and say that? You can't. And, of course, then, if you're a radical Democrat, you're pissed off about his Israeli policy. He hasn't done enough for the environment. I mean, how is anybody excited about voting for this guy? Wow. Jeez.
81 million.
Yeah.
Will he have more or less than that this go around?
It's got to be less. Got to be less. Unless they cheat.
Whoa.
And then it'll be more.
Sir.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Ain't seen nothing yet.
Got some tweets here. The Honorable I'm a Lickin' Butter tweets Joe's Thought Bubble. Let's see. The big hand is on the 12, and the little hand is on the 3.
دروسة وممنهجة.
Yeah.
علاقة قائمة على الأسس الاقتصاد.
There he is, looking at it.
المجالات الثقافية والأمنية والسياسية وفق اتفاقية الإطار الاستراتيجي.
Oh, you're still talking? He looks over there at him like, oh, you're still here. Oh, gosh.
Tyler Morgan tweets, freeing up money for Iranian humanitarian purposes is like giving money for gas to a crack addict. You're only telling yourself that it's going to go to what you intended it for.
Exactly.
You ain't country. Seems like the only things keeping our American dollars alive is the demand for it from Iran, Ukraine, and immigrants. Does seem that way. Lone Wolf 2965, Joe is expected to change up his Iran policy from don't to don't you dare. Oh, that'd be powerful.
Oh.
Yeah, that'd be. Now it's a 3-word policy that's 3 times as powerful as it was before.
Yeah.
Wow. Then you'll just shame them into total oblivion. We won't hear from Iran again.
Don't you dare.
World Economic Forum head Klaus Schwab is apparently really sick.
Yeah, this is really sad, too.
Recently on a podcast, Dr. Robert Malone made an interesting claim.
Well, yeah, so, I mean, the sickness, I'm trying to find an update here on Klaus Schwab just to see if there's any...
Does he have cancer or something?
We don't know. He's just...
Or is it like a cold?
It's a pretty serious thing, apparently. Let's see. Yeah, I don't have anything here. But, Mr. You Own Nothing and You Will Be Happy is apparently ill. Yeah, I don't have an update.
Heartbreaking.
Heartbreaking it is, yeah. Now, this other clip...
We're going to try to get through the show anyway.
How are you going to do this?
But I don't know. We're just really strong human beings, and I think this will prove it today.
Yeah, if
we can do the rest of the show, even though it's been announced that Klaus Schwab is really sick, then that shows just what fortitude we have.
True professionals.
I'd call us heroes, really.
Heroes. Okay, I like that. So, and
I mean, I can't yet because we haven't gotten all the way through the show. But if we do make it,
don't get ahead of yourself.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So, and this next clip though from Dr. Malone is that I had never heard this about the connection. Maybe I'm just disconnected, but the connection between Klaus Schwab and someone in American history. You might recognize the name.
All right.
The World Economic Forum. And, of course, the Atlantic Council and Bilderbergs and all these organizations, but particularly the WEF, created by the CIA.
Whoa, wait, what? I didn't know that
with
either.
a heavy hand from Mr. Kissinger, former Mr. Kissinger.
Oh, what?
Who was the mentor of Klaus Schwab. And basically put him in place as the leader at the WEF. The WEF, to my analysis, is a trade union of the 1,000 largest corporations in the world, and of those is a core of 100 largest corporations. And they sit about and prognosticate about the nature of the world and how the world should be.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. There's a couple of things in there that maybe everybody else listening knows, but I did not know anything about the CIA connection, WEF. I got to look into that. And the Henry Kissinger angle.
I didn't know either one of those.
But it makes sense now, doesn't it? Doesn't it?
Yeah. Interesting.
I got to look into that. So I'm looking for an update on Klaus Schwab's health this morning, and I haven't found like any updates since this past weekend, but I like this one from American Warrior. I heard Klaus Schwab is sick. Let's put him on remdesivir, a ventilator, and not let his family come see him. And by all means, don't give him any ivermectin, I can never say it. Hydroxychloroquine. Nailed it. Or anything else known to work. I think it's time for his booster too. Anyway, there you go. That's good.
Well, that's just people concerned about him. Very, very concerned, and they want the best. That's great.
They want the...
Despite the fact that we disagree with him strongly, they still want the best for him.
And that's good.
Yeah, that's great.
It's nice to see humanity shining through.
Yep. It just shows your value system. It's great. Apparently, John Cougar Mellencamp was doing a show the other night and started talking politics, and I love it when John Cougar Mellencamp talks politics.
I couldn't find a longer version of this clip, but the everybody said that he was, promoting Joe Biden and talking about the election coming up. So
he's a huge lefty.
So that apparently was said before this clip begins, and somebody in the crowd, I guess multiple people, but we hear one vocal guy in particular, who doesn't like that. And you can hear him say, can you like sing or something like that? You know, instead of talk politics. It's kind of funny.
Yeah, real quiet.
Play some music.
No.
Yeah!
What do you think I've been doing, you cocksucker? Here's the thing, man. You don't know me. You don't f***ing know me.
Is he drunk?
Probably. He's also a liberal. So.
Hey, Joe, find this guy and let me see him after the show.
He's wearing bib all
I
He's
stop
got
this
a
show
jumper
right
on
now.
or something.
Okay, so pause it real quick. Pause it. He tells his head of security, find this guy after the show so I can talk to him after the show.
Okay.
So clearly he's insinuating we're going to meet out back afterward. And then he says, I could stop this effing show right now. And yes, he's in his beautiful overalls. I think he's playing a character of some sort. I don't know. Anyway, and so then it continues.
Working on his car after the show or something.
Course, of course. Yeah, he's a working man.
Tell you what I'm going to do.
John Cougar, working man.
Since you've been so wonderful, I'm going to cut about 10 songs out of the show.
He's cutting. He's threatening. I'm cutting 10 songs out of this show.
Promises.
Back and Diane. And then he just. You know what?
Show's over.
And he just storms off like a little.
What a little baby.
Yeah.
There was one guy yelling at him. The rest of the crowd seemed to be with him. Right? I mean, they were kind of shouting down the guy who told him, how about some music?
So he cusses out the fan, challenges him to meet him after the show.
And then he's done.
Threatens to cut 10 songs out of the show and then plays one stanza and he's like, nah, I'm done. What a loser.
Wow. How pissed would you be? I'd be demanding a refund on that.
Well, he's got to go work on his car.
Yeah,
like you
right.
said.
Right, yeah. I mean, it's probably doing an oil change. Maybe giving it a little bit of a tune-up. I don't know what he drives, but probably a beat-up old truck because he's so down to earth.
He's a working man.
He's a working-class guy. So
John Cougar, working man.
Is he still with, who is he with? He was with, I don't know. When Harry met Sally Chick. What's her face?
Is he really?
Yeah. Yeah, he was for a while. I don't know if he's Meg Ryan, yeah.
Let's see. I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
I don't know if they're
life.
still yes.
I got to scroll down to the personal life here of the guy I don't care about at all. Here we go. He still lives 5 miles outside Bloomington, Indiana.
Of course he does.
Yeah,
he's so down to earth. Man. He's just a Midwestern kind of guy. That's all he is. Is he with Meg Ryan? We don't know. It doesn't say.
I don't know.
All right, somebody will clue us in on that, I'm sure.
Okay, cool. I can't wait.
Just like it was back during the pandemic, today we're facing some drug shortages, medical supply shortages in the United States. As of March, there were more than 200 drug shortages here, and it looks like it's going to get worse before it gets any better. Healthcare experts have pointed to shortages, domestic production, and the Drug Supply Chain Security Act as trends we should be watching this year. You wouldn't think that would happen here, but it is happening, and it's been happening for a couple years now. This is why you should have a Jace case, just in case. It provides 5 life-saving antibiotics for emergency use. All you have to do is fill out a simple form online, and then you'll have it ready in case you need it. There's dozens of add-on options as well, like EpiPens and ivermectin. Jace case, Jace Medical, empowering people just like you to be able to take care of your family's health, take it into your own hands. Check it out today. Go to jacemedical.com, enter the promo code PAT at checkout, and you'll get a nice discount on your order. That's promo code PAT at jacemedical.com.
Pat Gray.
All right, there's a lot in his personal life. Let's just pick it up in 2015, where John Cougar Mellencamp reportedly started dating Christy Brinkley.
Oh,
but less than a year later, the couple's publicist confirmed they'd broken up.
Oh no!
So then that was 2016. 2017, he and Meg Ryan had reunited and were dating again.
Okay.
In November 2018, the couple became engaged, and then on October 30th, 2019, tragedy struck. The actress ended their engagement.
Oh, wow.
April 2020, Melan Camp had been dating skincare expert Jamie Sherrill Since the beginning of the year, People magazine confirmed in January 2021 that Melan Camp and Cheryl had broken up.
Oh, no.
So he is keeps striking out, and you hate that for him.
You do hate that for him.
You see him like that, and you're like, man.
Just happiness is apparently elusive.
How could you not fall in love and stay with that guy?
Right?
He's so cool and nice and stuff.
Yeah. Oh, you can feel it. You could feel it right there in that one little clip we played. I really think he was drunk or stoned. Something he was messed up.
You don't know me.
Yeah.
I'll meet you after the show. You know what? The show's over, so come on back now.
Jeez. Yeah. Take your crappy songs and go backstage. I don't like them anyway.
I know. With you. I'm with you.
Jack and Diane, I bet I heard that 5,000 times. And it was not good the first time. So that little ditty about those two, didn't appreciate it. Pink Houses. I mean, is there a John Mellencamp? Authority song. I kind of like that. But his decent songs are few and far between.
What's the one where he goes, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah.
I don't know right offhand.
Ain't that America? Thank you, Joe.
Oh, okay. Ain't that America? For you and me, it's Little Pink Houses.
Oh, is that?
Yeah. Yeah, it's Pink Houses.
I do not care about this guy at all.
I don't either. He's like a poor man's Bruce Springsteen, isn't he?
Oh,
right?
There's a poll. Mm-hmm. Who is worse,
Bruce Springsteen or John Mellencamp?
Oh, let's see. I can't wait to get you the results on this one.
It's also kind of weird because in the beginning it was John Cougar, and then it was John Cougar Mellencamp, and then it was just John Mellencamp. And now is it back to John Cougar Mellencamp? Because that's what they called him in the article.
I don't know.
I don't either. After the show yesterday, we saw this tweet from Furion Energy. It's incredible watching how fast Trump is Overton windowing the party to the left on abortion. Is he talking about?
Yeah, because yesterday we had the story about how Arizona is reverting to an 1864 law that says,
right.
Yeah, you can't end the life of a baby, and so Trump is.
So this is a calculated effort on Trump's part. Is that what we're led to believe here?
Well, I think it's just whatever Trump says about abortion at any given time. Mm-hmm. That's kind of been the stance of the Republican Party now. I think that's the point he's making.
Yes.
So
it does seem to be that way, doesn't it? Yes, it does. But here's a surprising rant from Bill Maher. I mean, the guy continues to shock and amaze me. He doesn't have to say this. I don't know why he's doing what he's doing right now, but it's interesting to me. And again, this doesn't mean I love him. That doesn't mean I watch his show. I don't. That doesn't mean I would vote for him. I wouldn't. But he has definitely changed. You know, there's some things that he's different on right now. Listen to this on abortion.
Not if you believe it's murder. You know, that's why I don't understand the 15-week thing. Or the Trump's plan is, let's leave it to the states. You mean, so killing babies is okay in some states? Like, I can respect the absolutist position. I really can. I scold the left on when they say, oh, you know what? They just hate women. People who aren't pro-life, pro-choice. They don't hate women. They just made that up. They think it's
Pause
murder.
it for a second. That's an amazing admission to me. Mm-hmm. You don't think he's sincere on that, Lance? I don't know. I don't know why he's saying it then, because you know his audience doesn't agree with him. I don't know what the goal would be. To maybe he just likes the attention he's getting from the right. I don't know. But it's interesting that he would say that the right doesn't hate women. Pro-life people just love babies. I mean, that's... Thank you for that admission. Even if it's insincere, I'll take it, because it's nice to hear from somebody on the left. Some actual common sense, some reason. Yeah, you're right. We don't hate women. We love women. I'm married to a woman. Why would I hate them? That's just ridiculous. And a lot of the babies that would be born would grow up to become women. So, that doesn't really fit. Anyway, he had more. Listen to this.
People who aren't pro-life, pro-choice, they don't hate women. They just made that up. They think it's murder. And It kind of is. I'm just okay with that. I am.
Wow.
I mean, there's 8 billion people in the world. I'm sorry, we won't miss you. That's my position on it.
So he's saying that he's...
Yeah,
exactly.
It's like a population
Is that not
control
your position if you're pro-choice?
Wow. Huh? Wow. I mean, yes, it kind of is murder, but he's okay with that. That's a whole population control thing, I guess. It's bizarre, but interesting admission there from Bill Maher. And, it didn't make his audience happy. I mean, they're not applauding. They're not cheering. They're not going along with that line of thinking.
Interesting, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Really was. Interesting tweet, too, from Robert Kennedy Jr. Yesterday, who was right here in this building.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. His dressing room was...
Yesterday?
Right across the hall from mine. Yeah.
Oh. So is that a upcoming...
I would think it's probably an upcoming podcast from Glenn.
That guy down the hall?
I would bet. Yeah.
Interesting.
I would guess. RFK Jr., though, tweeted yesterday, President Trump calls me an ultra-left radical. I'm so liberal that his emissaries asked me to be his VP.
The plot thickens.
Wow. I respectfully declined the offer. I'm against President Trump, and President Biden can't win. Judging by his new website, it looks like President Trump knows who actually can beat him.
I don't know what that... I haven't been over there to check out his
to the website?
claim. No, is he saying that Trump's 2024 website is geared toward RFK?
Him? Yeah, probably.
Sure. Okay.
That would make sense.
Wouldn't that be interesting? Now, I retweeted that yesterday, and many people just said that was a lie. I mean, I don't know how they know that, but
because they want it to be. Yeah, I guess. I mean, because how would you know that his emissaries did not approach him and ask him to be VP?
So
don't know.
I love how people on Twitter especially give me such crap for even considering voting for RFK. Okay, well, apparently Trump considered him to be VP. Well, I'm sorry, that was a lie, probably. So,
yeah,
never mind.
Yeah. How dare you? How dare you repeat
that would be unstoppable. Trump RFK.
RFK. Yeah.
That would be unstoppable, man.
888-900-3393. More Pat Gray Unleashed coming up.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Pat Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Let me just take a minute and tell you about Fast Growing Trees. It is the largest online nursery in the U.S. More than 10,000 different kinds of plants and over 2 million happy customers in the U.S. They have everything you could possibly want. Fruit trees, palm trees, evergreens, houseplants, lots more too. Whatever you're interested in, they have it for you. You can find the perfect fit for your climate and your space, like I did. A little space out in the front of our house. And we live in Texas, so you got to get something that, survives that heat, that nasty, stinking, searing, awful heat in the summer, and they know what that is. It's great. These are the experts that you can turn to. They make it easy to order online, and your plants are shipped directly to your door in 1 to 2 days. And along with their 30-day Alive and Thrive guarantee, they offer free plant consultation forever. So it's awesome. This spring, they have the best deals online, up to half off on select plants and other deals. And because you listen to this show, you'll get an additional 15% off your first purchase when you use the offer code PAT at checkout. That's an additional 15% off. FastGrowingTrees.com. You're going to love them. Use the promo code PAT at checkout and save. FastGrowingTrees.com. Offer code PAT. Offer is valid for a limited time. Terms and conditions may apply.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
One Spooky Pooky tweets, wouldn't blocking the streets violate the FACE Act?
I know.
Yes, thank you.
We've said,
thank you again, yes.
In churches, too, when they go and protest there and then here,
right.
Yes. It's just selective enforcement, right?
One Spooky Pooky points out you can't get to a clinic if they're blocking the streets. That's right. What if that's what we should be focused on? What if they're delaying some woman having an abortion? Maybe she's on her way to Planned Parenthood. It is a criminal act to prevent her from doing that, or to delay or in any way hinder her murdering that baby.
I got news for you, pro-Hamas supporters in the street. If that woman gives birth while being held up in traffic,
that's on you.
Raising that child is on you.
That's on you. Yeah. It's a great point. High Plains stranger John Cougar stormed off stage and went back to his little pink house. Unrepentant thought criminal. One guy heckled John Cougar Mellencamp and he stormed off the stage. Somebody should have told him that life goes on long after the thrill of living is gone.
You
see
win.
What he did there?
See what they did? I see it.
See what they did? Yeah.
And by the way, I put out that poll, who is worse? I should have been specific, as people have asked, in politics or music, and I wasn't clear. But who is
Either
worse?
one.
Yeah, Bruce Springsteen is currently up 66-34 over John Cougar Mellencamp.
Okay. All right. Joel Corbin tweets, John Mellencamp came back after he left. Oh, did he? Oh, I'm sorry, audience. That's too bad. that part of the tragic story wasn't known to us. Well, that really brings it home.
Sucks for you.
Really sorry about that. Lil Bird 10 tweeted, never liked Melonhead. He always seemed fake to me. Yeah. I mean, what are you going to do?
What are you going to
do?
Not go to that concert, that's for sure.
He's a trailer park Bruce Springsteen. Or is it the other way around? Is Springsteen a trailer park John Mellencamp? I don't know. Take your pick. I guess we'll find out in the vote, won't we?
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Dallas has its own bonehead in the form of Mark Cuban. Oh, man, this guy.
I know.
Wait, he's the former owner of the Dallas Mavericks?
I don't know. Is that right? Did he
That's
sell
what it says here. He sold the Dallas Mavericks? When?
Yeah, I don't know. Earlier this year, I'm being told right
now. To the
now.
Adelsons.
Okay.
I didn't hear about that. Interesting. What'd he get for him? A couple billion, I'm guessing, huh? Anyway, he said he would cast his vote, Mark Cuban would, for President Biden over Trump in November, even if, quote, he was being given last rites, unquote. Well, that shows what a total and complete buffoon you are. Some people have way more money than sense. If they were having his last wake and it was him versus Trump and he was being given his last rites, I would still vote for Joe Biden.
Well, congratulations. After you pass along, you'll still be voting for the Democrat that's on the ticket.
Yeah.
Because that's how it works.
That's how it works.
I'm told he sold 58% of his stake, and you said it was
his minority stake now?
Yeah, what was it? 3.6 billion, you said, Joe? 3.8 billion.
And that was only 58%?
I guess so.
Wow.
So
it's a valuable franchise.
Yeah. So when you read this next tweet from Mark Cuban from yesterday, you'll know why this is his quarterly. And there's so much here. This is his quarterly tax check that he wrote to the IRS.
Okay, yesterday was tax day. You had to have your taxes in by yesterday. We, of course, filed for an extension, as we always do. But it's my understanding that you have to pay even when you file the extension, right? So they don't give you the extra time.
You might want to find out.
Yeah. Well, that's what I said. My wife's like, no, our tax people said no. I'm like, what? Because I've always had to do that before. Yeah.
Are they going to pay the penalty, too, when they're wrong? I have no idea.
I don't think so, no. I don't think so.
No, bro. Yeah. Careful.
Yeah.
Anyway. Buy some cookies, y'all.
I figured, what's the penalty going to be today? 50%. So if I pay today, it'll just cost me an extra 50%. Hopefully it won't be that much. But anyway, Cuban had a little tweet yesterday on taxes.
Yeah,
for tax day.
So you have it in front of you there, and we don't have it on the screen. But his company or the people that did his taxes, they said, "Oh, just kidding. You actually don't owe $288 million. It's only what was it, $275 million?"
Yeah. Well, let's see. What a bragger. That's all he wants to do is show you how much he paid in taxes so you think, wow, this guy makes a lot of money. He wants you to know he's rich. Okay, I got it, Mark. Thank you. I was wrong with my number yesterday. Got the number, and the wire is complete. Wanted to be accurate. Do I expect all of it to be used wisely? Of course not. But I'm still proud to be able to give back to our country. You're not giving, they're taking. Okay?
All right.
They're stealing it. If you were giving it, that's a different thing. You're not giving. They're taking. There's nothing patriotic about taxes, you freaking buffoon. There is nothing patriotic about it. Nothing.
Yeah, and so didn't they say that the people that did his taxes for him, didn't they say originally you owe $288, but we reworked the numbers and it's actually $275.
Yeah,
so why don't you give that extra money since you want to give back?
Thank you.
You should have said no, whoa.
No, I want to pay the $288
yeah, do $288, y'all.
Yeah. KPMG has calculated the 2023 remaining tax burden. So this is after he's paid all year. Now he still owes $275,900,000.
What a weak man if he's cool with that.
And so he puts in parentheses a little lower than the $288 million estimate we had in December.
And what did he say?
All right,
after
rich
serving
guy,
in the
that's
military, paying taxes is the most patriotic thing.
Yeah, what BS. I mean, that's just absolute, sheer, unadulterated idiocy.
And why would you wait till the last minute to pay those taxes? I mean, think of the interest that the nation could have made off of that if you had paid earlier, sir.
Exactly right. So good for you, Mark. What a patriot you are.
What a loser. I mean, patriot.
I can't take it.
It's just...
We had a guy... We played the guy on Overtime yesterday, right? That was... challenging an IRS official on the fact that the income tax is voluntary. Now, we've heard this before. I don't know if you remember, but Harry Reid has spoken about this.
This is the pre-exercise equipment Harry Reid.
Yes,
this is the pre-Obama Harry Reid.
Yes, yes. This is interesting because he was being interviewed. I don't know who this guy is, but he's talking about income tax, and here's what Harry Reid had to say.
Our system of government is a voluntary tax system.
Oh, if you don't want to pay your taxes, you don't have to?
Oh, of course you have to pay your taxes. But
well, the government will force you to pay, or they'll fine you or imprison you. Will they not?
How does that make any sense? If you want to pay tax, it's a voluntary system. Oh, so if I don't want to pay, I don't have to? No, of course you have to pay. Well, then wait. Doesn't that conflict with what you just told me that it's voluntary? Do you understand the word voluntary? Apparently not.
We have a voluntary system. The fact of the matter is that if when you pay your taxes, you'll see in many other countries it's not voluntary. For example, in many countries, the government make sure that your employer takes out every penny. Many countries don't file income tax returns.
We have withholding here too, don't we?
Okay.
Yes, we do. It's a little something called withholding.
I love how the interviewer's like, he's trying to give Harry Reid the benefit of the doubt.
Trying hard.
Like, I could have sworn we had that here.
That seems like the system we have.
Pardon me?
Withholding?
With some programs, yes. But I'm talking about in some countries, European countries as an example.
Right.
There, you don't file an income tax return. There is no need to because your employer takes all the money out.
Okay. All right. Somehow it's voluntary, and somehow we don't have withholding tax. Oh, okay. Well, then everything's great. So if I decide not to pay my taxes and I just tell them, well, Harry Reid said it was voluntary.
Yeah.
In fact, I think it says in the code, according to the guy we played on Overtime yesterday.
Yeah, you got to go see
We got to look up the code because, go back and watch that. It's pretty interesting.
How would you get access to Pat Gray Overtime?
Wow, you know what? I would go to blazetv.com and I would subscribe.
Mm-hmm.
I would subscribe. And I would use the promo code PAT.
No,
Pat Originals?
No, I don't know.
Yeah.
That's what
that's the code we had the other day.
They gave us a new one?
Yeah, they did.
I didn't
Pat
get
Originals 30, I think, and you save $30 off your subscription.
Oh, nice.
If that's still in place, and I think
so
it is.
Pat Bingo 30's gone. It's now Pat Originals.
Yeah, so we can promote the original series that we're doing.
Okay.
Some good stuff there. Anyway, check that out from yesterday because it's fascinating. I mean, I don't recommend you don't pay your taxes because you will wind up in jail. But if you wanted to take this all the way to the U.S. Supreme Court, because it does say voluntary in the code, look up the code and see if it actually does say income taxes are voluntary.
Giblets sends a warning to you in a tweet that I know you'll catch up with later when you go through your social media stuff. Sure. He says, filing an extension doesn't extend the due date of the taxes owed.
Right.
You will be penalized.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So thank you, tax guy, for...
what is the point of doing... I used one tax guy. I used a tax guy one time, and he screwed it up beyond measure. And it's like...
Oh, really?
Never again. I'll do it myself. Thank you.
Well, but you also had to pay a lot of money for him to do it, I'm sure. So that's great. No? You didn't have to pay a lot?
Yeah, I mean, it was more expensive than using something like TurboTax, for sure.
Yes.
And so what I'm saying is it was totally not worth it. Like, if it's going to get screwed up, let me screw it up. And not pay extra to get it screwed up.
Yes, that's right. All right. So anyway, are you paying your voluntary taxes? I'm guessing you are. And
yeah, because I'm patriotic.
Because you're a patriot. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're all patriots here, and we love to give the government as much money as we possibly can. Because we're not paying our fair share, and we all know it. Did you know that the majority of your grocery store's meat aisle imported from some random country or countries from overseas? Yeah, it's some sort of mystery meat. It comes from who knows where. Even mixed with other... It can be mixed with other meat from different origins.
Oh, gross.
So you never know where your meat came from. And the product of the USA sticker, that just means it was packaged in America, not raised here. Backyard Butchers, though, is a Christian conservative Texas-based company dedicated to delivering the best deals in the market on high-quality beef. Your box will include all born and raised American beef from ranches right here in the heartland of America. BackyardButchers.com is delivering American-raised and harvested meat from right here in our American backyards to dinner tables across the country. Backyard Butchers will only source beef and chicken from American farms and deliver the cuts right to your doorstep every month. Grass-fed, grain-finished, and it tastes fantastic. Cut out the frustration from the meat aisle. Go to backyardbutchers.com, save an extra 20% off your entire order by using the code UNLEASHED. And when you subscribe, you'll get an additional 10% off and free shipping. So go to backyardbutchers.com/unleashed.
Pat Gray Unleashed. We'll be right back after this.
Welcome. Great to have you with us. Gina Cook tweets, John Cougar is living a modest life repairing cars just outside of Bloomington in a massive mansion on Lake Monroe. Yeah, I bet. Not knocking him, he earned it. But I'm guessing the peeps who paid to see him worked hard for their money also. Well, yes. And it's fine to earn that money. But then, you promote Marxism on the side. It doesn't make any sense. I don't understand it.
And are we sure that mansion of his isn't just 20-car garage where he's working on cars? He's just moving from bay to bay.
Maybe, yeah. That's possible. And they're all beat-up old trucks, too, probably from the 60s and 70s.
Yeah.
DMXDM, that sounded more like a little ditty about Jack Daniels. Yeah, it did. He seemed pretty drunk or high. Not of this world. Does he even have enough material for a whole concert?
Right.
From Jessica QD, many of my favorite musicians were great till they started talking. Is not the truth. It's sad. I mean, and that really started a long time ago, right? With the Beatles, probably. I mean, some of what the Beatles said was pretty good, but then some of it not so much. John Lennon is always confusing to me because he wrote Revolution, which is excellent, and it sounds like he loves the Constitution and our system. But then, and he also said that you go carrying pictures of Chairman Mao, you ain't going to make it with anyone anyhow. And then supposedly later on, though, he regretted writing about Chairman Mao in that way. And then later, still in his life, he apparently went back to thinking, I don't know, the original way. Who knows? It depends on who you listen to, I guess. Mm-hmm. But it's been going on a long time, ruining our favorite artists. 888-900-3393, Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Let's play this game.
Yeah.
Who is dumber? Dumber. We have contestant A.
Okay.
A woman explaining Elon Musk's wealth.
Okay.
And what he could be doing with it. Check this out.
If there's 10 billion people on Earth and Elon Musk has $200 billion, can't he just give each person $1 billion? And here's the twist. He will still have $190 billion left over. Isn't that concerning?
Yeah, it is.
Come on.
Yeah, it is concerning. Your math is concerning there. Okay, so A, there's not 10 billion people on Earth. There's 8 billion. But let's just give her the 10 billion. 10 billion goes into 200 billion a billion times. Okay. And you get 190 billion left over.
That's a bargain.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
If that's accurate.
Hold on, what did she do?
Isn't that concerning? Or whatever?
Oh, man.
Wow. Even
All right.
I don't screw up math that much.
Let's go through the math one more time. Okay. Play this again. This is amazing. Let this soak in for a minute.
If there's 10 billion people on Earth and Elon Musk has $200 billion, can't he just give each person $1 billion? And here's the twist.
No.
He will still have $190 billion left over.
Huh.
Isn't that concerning?
I love how confident she is in her math, too.
Isn't that concerning? This kid, I don't know, man.
Wow. Okay. Is she dumber or contestant B? A woman explaining how good morning is racist.
Uh-oh.
Check this out.
My guy. So let's talk about where the word good morning originated from.
It's a phrase.
Good
but okay.
morning.
Yeah, there's two words.
All right, so during slavery times, when the women used to mourn about their child being taken away and sold to a different slave master, or if one of the family members did something that resulted into them getting whipped or killed, most of these things used to happen in the evening time.
Oh.
When a child was sold off,
right,
or somebody was getting whipped for something.
Okay.
The black women used to cry all night behind it. Not even just the women, the black people in general. All the black slaves, male or female.
Yeah.
When something happened to a family member or a close friend or anything, they used to cry all night behind it.
They cried all night behind
it. Cry about what happened all night long.
Behind
the
it.
white slave masters, the oppressors, will wake up in the morning time. And they'll tell the slaves, did you have a good morning? Basically, did you have a good cry out?
Pause it for a sec. Okay, so I guess nobody said good morning before this.
Correct.
A horrible occurrence.
Yeah.
Nobody said good morning.
I mean.
Wow. I didn't realize this was the origin of the word good morning.
Wait, the word. You got me. I forgot she said that. So, just a cursory search.
Now, they cry all night behind it, too. So.
Yeah, because their kids were tooken.
If your kid was tooken, you'd be crying all night behind it.
Yeah, and if you came up to me and said good morning, I'd probably
you'd be pissed, right?
Slap your face.
Yeah. You'd dog slap me. All right, let's see the rest. We're learning.
So what happened to their family member a day prior?
To their family member.
So the white oppressors came up with good morning as a mockery towards black people.
I see.
During the slavery times, when they used to cry and mourn
Can we
and
point
grieve
out how tightly
over
edited
what
this
happened
is?
to somebody
She can't say
when they was whipped or killed or taken off. To another plantation. So it was their way to make fun of the black slaves crying that night prior. So they would ask them, did you have a good morning? Did you have a good cry?
They asked them?
They would laugh about it.
Gotta pay extra for that.
So that was their way of being funny towards the black slaves when they would cry.
Well, that's not right.
All night about
I don't like it.
Somebody that was hung.
That is not
somebody
right.
that was killed.
Wow.
That was their way to make fun of them.
That was
Y'all know what mourning mean. All they did was take the U off of it so nobody would think about what
all they
really
did was take the U off of them. Don't act like you didn't understand
black slaves.
Don't act
and
like
them making fun of what they did.
Yeah, don't be white,
to their
Pat.
people.
Okay.
When someone was hung, killed, or sold off to a different plantation.
Yeah, okay.
So that was their way of being funny. Did you have a good morning?
Yeah, we got that.
Did you have a good cry about that person's death?
Behind it?
Did you have a good cry about
was that in
your
front of it?
daughter being taken away from you and sold off somewhere else?
Being taken away.
Did you have a good cry of your brother being hung yesterday?
Oh, my word.
No.
That was their way of being funny.
Oh, wow.
Good morning,
Oh, wow.
everyone.
Oh,
wow.
I feel threatened now.
Powerful. That was powerful.
All
right, so which one is the more profound would be my
let's see how everybody voted.
Question. Who is more profound there? But Keith actually asked the question, who's dumber? I don't know where he's getting that.
Oh, I see. You're saying I should have asked who's more profound.
Yes. Which one was the more profound? But so far, woman B leads with the good morning racism behind it. And the kids being tooken, and now they're mourning, mourning. And so, did you have a good morning?
Yeah, that was their way of being funny.
Yeah, that didn't seem funny to me, and I guess it is funny to a lot of others, though, because it's 81-19 right now.
Yeah. So,
wow.
The phrase "good morning" goes back to the 1100s, like in old England or something. But even a fact check by Yahoo News this morning says that is completely false.
Of course it
Shocking,
is.
I know. But
I'm surprised they fact checked her though, because I would think they'd be all over that.
Because that was their way of being funny.
That's their way, man.
Oh,
so the poll is being taken right now online. You can find it there.
Like Hilary Kennedy's next,
vote.
right?
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
All right. Welcome. Let me take 1 minute. We got Hilary Kennedy coming up in just a minute. But first, I got to tell you about the Eden Pure Thunderstorm. They're back. And they're not pissed. They're back with their famous Thunderstorm Air Purifier. Top-selling air purifier. Quickly destroys viruses, odors, mold, and so much more. I appreciate them so much right now because we're doing some remodeling in the house. And so with the countertops being replaced, they glue them into place. And the smell of glue is so strong. I mean, I'm losing brain cells just walking in the house.
You're welcome to come over and hang out with me if you'd like.
If there was a road between the two homes, I would, Keith. I would right now. I really would. I just can't. Dang it. If I had a helicopter, it might be possible, but I don't. Okay. But anyway, I plugged in the Eden Pure Thunderstorm the other night because I'm laying there thinking, okay, how am I going to survive this? And my wife, how are we both going to survive? So I thought, oh my gosh, I've got the Eden Pure plugged in elsewhere. I'm going to plug it in here. In just a matter of minutes, the smell was gone. Just plugged it in my master bathroom, and it just cleaned it out. So amazing. These work so well. Whether you got trash can smell, cigarette smoke, dirty diapers, dog odors, whatever the deal is, Eden Pure Thunderstorm powerfully sends out the O3 molecules that destroy odors. They even go behind and under furniture. Nothing can hide from the thunderstorm. Best of all, no filters. You don't have to ever replace filters. You don't have to worry about any of that. They're just self-contained and so easy. You just plug them in, turn them on, you're done. Go to EdenPureDeals.com. Use the discount code PAT3 to save $200. That's EdenPureDeals.com. Discount code PAT.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
And joined by Hilary Kennedy from HilaryKennedy.com. And, of course, a 4-Minute Buzz. Welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me in to talk about some of my favorite stuff.
Yes, blood and guts in the ring, which is what you love.
UFC 300 was in Las Vegas last Saturday night, and it was bloody. And people are saying that this was The best one yet. This
really?
was a history maker. Yeah, this was a great night.
People are saying.
Yes. I mean,
sounds like a Donald Trump line.
So yeah, people are saying it's fabulous. No, it really was good because they stacked the card with so many great fighters. But I have a few highlights I'd love to talk about, starting with Renato Moicano.
Yeah.
So this was a guy that I really wasn't following that much. He's a Brazilian MMA star, and he fought Jalen Turner. He won, but it wasn't the fact that he won that people are talking about as much as his post-fight speech with Joe Rogan.
Brilliant.
Yeah, we played that yesterday. That was good stuff.
I don't know if we need to hear it again. Do you guys?
I don't mind.
I mean, it was awesome.
All right, let's take a listen.
All right.
Let me tell you something. I am a huge advocate of the First Amendment.
Okay.
Man, let me tell
He
you
loves the
something.
First Amendment.
Today, I want the 300K bonus, but they're not gonna give me because somebody asked it. They say, "Hey,
why can't he get the bonus?"
Disney, you
Pause it for a sec. Do you know anything about this and their bonus situation? If they swear during the interview,
Well, because
can they not get the $100,000 or $300,000?
I think sometimes because they get fined,
Wow.
depending on where it's broadcast, things like
Okay.
that. So
All right.
I think that was the deal
So
there.
that's the deal.
And
All right.
they're never
Let's see
not
the
going to
rest.
swear.
How do
either,
I get
like-
how do I get a paycheck around here?
All right, let's see the rest of this.
I'm not gonna do my speech, but first of all, I love America. I love the Constitution.
Thank you.
I love
Like
the
that?
First Amendment.
Thank you.
Yes.
I want to
Give his bonus back for that.
Yeah.
I love property, and let me tell you something.
He loves property.
Reid.
I need a bumper sticker that says, "I love property."
Yeah. Of the Austrian Economic School.
All right, we got it. That was awesome.
What's so great about this is, we have a lot of American fighters that sort of say these sorts of things at the press conferences and after their fights, like Colby Covington. But it's really interesting that we're now seeing fighters from other countries saying these sorts of things. And so if you didn't catch it, he's encouraging the people who are listening to read a book from an Austrian-American economist, von Mises, who is someone that fled Nazi Germany back in the 1940s to come to the United States. He ended up being a professor for New York University, and he was promoting free markets and capitalism in the face of socialism at the time. And, that was spreading all over Europe like wildfire then. So he was saying, we all need to read this. Thought that was really fascinating.
Great. But I mean, how many UFC fighters talk about Ludwig von Mises after their fight?
That's why that
after
guy.
the serious beatdown they give a guy, and then they talk about von Mises.
Could you do me a favor and let me know every time this guy fights?
I know,
because I want to root
awesome.
for him. But we saw it last week. Remember on Friday, I think it was, we had a clip of the Chinese immigrant confronting David Hogg.
Oh yeah,
saying, "Yeah, you're not taking my guns."
Yep.
And then we had another foreigner, I forgot what it was, praising America and the Constitution. And it's like, it's the foreigners who are reminding Americans about American greatness.
Yeah. And again, I think it's because we take it for granted. We've grown up in it. We don't understand what it's like when you don't have that freedom.
Yes.
And they do. They understand it. They've been there. And now they're in this. And even this, even though we've lost a lot of what once made America great, it's still better than anywhere else on the planet. And they realize that, and they remind us from time to time. I love it.
Yeah, we have a clip we don't have to play. I don't think we're going to have time, but Dave Rubin, who's been a friend to our network for a long time, even he saw that, and he commented, and he's like, this is the America I want. I want people who are going to stand up and say these kinds of things and fight for these principles. And I love that.
Me too.
Because people who aren't even into the UFC are really kind of backing these fighters, because the UFC is a place where you can pretty much say and do whatever you want because they don't care about being canceled. In any other sport, people are worried about being canceled, and so they will backtrack and apologize. In the UFC, these fighters will double down.
Yeah.
They do not care.
Yeah.
They aren't worried about being canceled, so I love that.
Well, when you think about how Dana White wasn't even canceled after he slapped his wife.
Right.
Of course, she slapped him first, and then he slapped her back.
Yeah.
But now that would usually bring about a cancellation.
Absolutely.
He's fine.
Oh, yeah.
He's fine.
Can we start a GoFundMe to raise whatever $300,000 bonus that he's missing out on because he's being
Because he was
himself?
swearing.
I'm really concerned about that for him.
I know, poor guy. He didn't make enough the other night. Okay, so one of the other fights that was a really big deal, I think it probably wasn't the bloodiest, but it came close. Max Holloway defeated Justin Gaethje, and this was huge. This was by far, in my opinion, the best fight of the night because it was just in the last second that Holloway knocked him out.
This was all over social media. I didn't see the fight, but I saw the end.
We have a clip of it, I think.
Holloway shows some mortality. Look at this. Holloway just told him, stand right here. Oh, big connection right.
Oh, good night.
So he had that.
Night.
He had an overhand right. Set up a mean body shot. Took him out.
Wow.
Where's the blood?
This is amazing. Well, so what was crazy about this? I feel sorry for Justin Gaethje. He's a great fighter, but his nose got broken right at the beginning of the fight. So he was fighting with a broken nose the whole time, and he'd just gotten his nose fixed and then broken again. But both fighters so classy, and they had the most respect for each other. Both really nice guys, but very bloody. It was worth the price.
That's what you love,
Look
right?
at the look on her face.
I know, she loves it. She loves it. It's very bloody.
Very bloody.
If no one is bleeding, why did we pay to watch it? That's just... But what I thought was really fascinating about this fight, too, because we never hear from the refs, right? Nobody ever talks to them. The referee for that fight, he put out a tweet, and he said, "I'd love the UFC to release the mic'd audio from me. I literally screamed at that ending. First time in 20 years. It was an automatic reaction, I guess. I'm still speechless, still have goosebumps. Both of these guys are the epitome of our sport. Sheer class. What a privilege."
Wow.
That's great.
So,
wow.
Oh, is this his audio? What do we
pretty
got?
amazing. It's just the angle of him getting knocked out. So you see the ref. I mean, he can't believe it either because it was just right at that last second. He's like, oh. Pretty crazy.
So the fight was almost over at that point?
Yes. I mean, it was just right at the end. So, So pretty crazy.
Wow.
And then let's talk about Holly Holm. The female fights are always my favorite. Holly Holm, also known as the preacher's daughter. I love her.
Uh-oh.
Really
Listen to
nice,
how she's saying it. That's bad news.
Sweet, nice, wonderful Christian girl. Great fighter. But she lost miserably to Kayla. I'm trying to think of her last name. Kayla Harrison.
Isn't she the one that first beat Ronda?
Yes.
What's her face?
Ronda Rousey.
Yeah, Ronda Rousey.
Back in 2015. So she will always be known and respected as one of the best in the UFC as far as the females
go. But she's
go.
getting up there now,
She's
right?
42 years old.
Oh, wow.
And so she lost to Kayla Harrison. I think we have a clip of that as well.
They were saying that Kayla was gassed, but I don't see that at all.
She took a lot of elbows and punches to the face.
Ugh. That's just not nice to kick somebody in the face like that. That's just rude.
It was pretty rough. And
why would you do that?
I just do not like seeing this.
You don't
the
like
women?
seeing the female fights?
No,
Why?
I don't either.
I don't want to see women fighting.
It is. I think they are some
I don't
of
even
the
like the
best fights.
fight scenes with Beth in Yellowstone.
It's sheer, unadulterated sexism. But
right, I don't care.
I don't care.
Call me that. I don't want to see women getting beaten up.
It's in my DNA. I don't.
I don't care. I don't want to see a man hitting a woman. I don't want to see a woman hitting a woman.
Right. Yeah, it's hard.
I love it.
It's hard to
it's
watch.
The skill. You see,
That's funny that's your favorite.
She tapped out at the end. But anyway, she basically said this wasn't how she envisioned it going. She said, "I will be back." But Dana White at the press conference afterwards, he basically said, "I would like to see her retire."
Oh, wow.
So he's kind of calling for her retirement, which is a bummer. Okay, last thing. Conor McGregor, Michael Chandler, it is confirmed. Last time I was on the show, I talked about it. It is confirmed. They are going to fight on June 29th. So this is a sure thing now.
Wow.
Michael Chandler, he came out and tweeted about it. I don't think we'll play the clip. It's got a lot of profanity.
Oh, okay.
But he basically came out. He showed a clip from Happy Gilmore.
You didn't send a video in then?
I did, but I wasn't sure.
Well, because if somebody took the time to bleep it.
Well, did they bleep it?
Well,
I don't see it on here.
It is bleep.
That's the. Oh, okay.
If we have it, we can run it. But he basically kind of
clip 20. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Here it is.
Oh, wow.
Conor McGregor is totally playing Michael Chandler and may never end up actually fighting him.
And it's getting to the point where McGregor's kind of playing Michael Chandler like a fiddle. He's kind of just messing with Michael Chandler.
I told you we'd be right here. The fight is announced. It's time to start preparing. Thank you guys who have been on this journey with me. Thank you. Those of you who have believed in me, now it's time to go get the job done. And to all you hating ass mother
Okay. Maybe you were right with your instincts.
I told you.
Put out a press release concerning Michael Chandler being thrown off the tour. I want to see Jeff at 6 feet.
This is funny.
You're right. He was out of line.
He was out of line.
Completely unacceptable. The UFC has been waiting for a player like this. A colorful, emotional, working class hero.
Okay, fine. But he's your responsibility. If he cleans up his act, he can stay. Any more of this?
Wow. All right.
I like how they did that.
Yeah, that's good.
They kind of made a joke out of it.
That's well done.
People have been saying that this fight was never going to happen, that Michael Chandler was sitting out all this time, just wasting his time, and Connor's never going to fight. But it is going to happen. So that's something for us all to be excited about.
Is Chandler pretty big in UFC
He is.
circles?
He's very well respected. He's a great fighter. Connor's such a big draw, even though he lost to Poirier the last time when he broke his tibia, I believe. So he hasn't been fighting. He's been, shooting things like Roadhouse with Jake Gyllenhaal,
right,
and promoting his whiskey, Proper 12. But he's still one of the biggest draws in MMA, and this is going to be a huge fight.
So honestly, just someone who doesn't even follow, like me here, I'm interested in June 29th for Conor McGregor, right?
Yes, and Michael Chandler.
All right, and then July 20th is Tyson versus Paul.
Oh, it's supposed to still be happening.
Yeah,
so.
We got some big stuff coming up.
Yeah, there's
both of them, Tyson and Paul, have released training videos. Have you seen those? They both look pretty brutal.
Yeah,
I wouldn't want to be in the ring with either one of them. No, thank you.
Yeah, Tyson is just such a scary. He's such a wild card. He always has that wild look in his eyes, and you don't know what he's going to do.
Hang on a second. You're into fighting and stuff, and you follow it. You got the training videos, and you get the guy holding up the pads. And Tyson is just swinging at the pads.
Yeah.
If he just misses, or his instincts think he's in the ring for just a nanosecond, that guy is not
somebody
out.
He could kill somebody.
I don't like that.
Well, Conor McGregor and Jake Gyllenhaal talked about that happening during their training for Roadhouse. That they kind of swung and got punched in the face. So I mean, it does happen. So I don't want to be the guy who's training with Mike Tyson.
I think Gyllenhaal talked about the fact that McGregor punched him in the face.
He did,
right? Yeah.
I mean, what an honor.
What an honor. All right, Hilary, thanks. We'll be watching for you on the 4-Minute Buzz.
Thanks for having me on.
Coming up in moments, and HilaryKennedy.com, either with one L or twos.
Doesn't matter.
They'll get you
the same place.
Yeah. Have you ever wondered just exactly how it is that our politicians enter into public service making, just moderate, normal amounts of money, but then they end up walking away from Congress if they ever do, and scant few of them ever walk away. But then they're millionaires all of a sudden, multimillionaires, 100 millionaires or more. And while they're busy earning all that money, who's actually doing the job that we sent these politicians there to do in the first place? We all learned from an early age the best way to get rich in America is get a degree, start a business, take a job on Wall Street, something like that. Work hard, save your money, and make a better life for yourself and for your family. Turns out there's a way easier way to do it. All you have to do is get elected to Congress. Check out Bought and Paid For, How Politicians Get Filthy Rich. Available now only on Blaze TV. Go to patoriginals.com. So there's no 30 there. Patoriginals.com. Use the promo code. Well, yes, Pat Originals, and you get $30 off. That's your 30. Patoriginals.com. $30 off your annual subscription.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
So surprising that she's such a fan of UFC.
It's so weird.
She doesn't care who's fighting as long as it's a bloodbath.
Bloodbath.
She's into it.
Yeah, blood,
she's into it.
Guts and pieces of brain and whatnot.
Yeah. Somebody's nose laying on the canvas. That's cool to her. She loves it. She's so I mean, I don't know that there's ever been a nicer, sweeter human being than Hilary Kennedy.
So wild.
So for her to be so into the blood and guts is just incredible.
It is hysterical.
It's awesome.
I never forget the moment we realized that. We were like, wait, what? And she just started talking about all this.
I know, and we didn't believe it at first. We're like, you're kidding, right?
So funny. Good stuff.
All right, let's check in with San Francisco. And see how that shining jewel on the West Coast is doing, because it's beautiful, especially this time of year. Here's a day in the life of the city by the Bay.
Okay.
You're going to love this.
Oh, no.
Okay, what is
I don't know.
happening here?
You got two individuals absolutely stoned out of their minds.
Are they?
Nobody knows.
That's about to...
Nobody knows.
Fully
clothed, looks like they want to poop. I mean, it's just like San Francisco. What are you doing?
Wow.
It's, not good.
And here's a car
Wait, what was that?
There was doo-doo, feces thrown all over the walls, the floor, the ceiling, and it stunk so bad.
He was talking about San Francisco. Michael Jackson. Okay.
Yeah. And here's a car getting towed. Don't know exactly what's going on here.
They're at a red light, Pat. This is so weird. Tow truck driver is at the front of the line. A car is right behind, and the tow truck driver, you're going to see, goes in reverse and starts trying to tow the vehicle from active traffic.
Weird.
This is insane.
Weird. Look at that.
What are you doing? Unbelievable.
Okay. The guy can't back up anymore because now the guy goes around him so he can back up some more.
What the are you doing?
Yep. And then he finally leaves. He can't get it done, so he finally drives off.
Okay, and
that's just bizarre.
Yeah, according to San Francisco City Attorney David Chu, incidents similar to this are ongoing problems in the city of San Francisco.
Where cars just get towed in traffic like that?
And that is an actual tow truck company. It says some companies, including Specialty Towing, as seen there, are legally towing cars of vulnerable individuals from private commercial parking lots, usually. I can't believe he did this at a red light. I mean, you know there are people in the car, right, bro? What is wrong with you? So anyway, what happens is they limit the times vehicles can be retrieved and pressuring vehicle owners to pay in cash. Okay,
wow,
I get crazy. The scam. I totally get the scam. But you're not in a parking lot.
Right. And the guy's in it, driving it. What are you doing? Wow.
I'm glad the couple that's in that vehicle realized what was going on and backed up before they were lifted in the air.
Yeah. I mean, it was absolutely bizarre.
So weird.
What a world.
Yeah, it's falling apart quickly, the American experiment.
And what's the Golden Gate Bridge thing?
Oh, just a reminder. I mean, San Francisco, we talked earlier about the, and by the way, there's a new nickname for the pro-Palestinians, the pro-Hamas. They're the Hamas holes when they're blocking traffic. So the Hamas holes, just a note there, as long as we were talking about San Francisco, Golden Gate Bridge, of course, shut down yesterday.
Because of the Hamas holes? Okay.
Yes, because of the Hamas holes.
Okay, good.
So, boy, San Francisco had just a banner day yesterday. Because every day in San Francisco is a banner day.
Wow. I'm telling you, I don't know why they keep doing this stuff. You're not going to get anybody on your side doing this. Also, the FBI has officially launched a criminal probe into the collapse of the Baltimore Bridge. This Francis Scott Key Bridge that killed 6 construction workers.
Interesting.
Authorities are expected to investigate whether the 22-member crew of the Dolly was aware that there were serious systemic issues with the bridge before departing from the Maryland port on March 26th. Baltimore Mayor Brandon Scott also chimed in, saying that outside firms are being brought in to hold responsible all entities accountable for the Key Bridge tragedy. Well, now, we were told everything was fine. What do you mean? There was no evidence of any wrongdoing here, I thought.
I don't know.
Huh. Now, one of the things they're looking into is that while they were in port, the electricity was shutting off. We heard that, though, the day of or the next day. I know we had that report that they were having trouble at the port, and then they took off anyway, and then they had more trouble later on. So that's one of the things they're looking into, though, is why did you leave port when you were already having
Isn't there an official
electrical difficulty?
A harbor official on board for that first bit of it? Am I wrong? I don't know exactly, but I thought that's what Lara Logan said to us.
Yeah, it does that sounds like something she was talking about, yeah.
Harbor pilot. Thank you. Thank you, Lance. So isn't he on the boat? It's okay. So he until they clear everything, right? And then what does he just jump off and swim to shore? How's that work? But seriously, that almost seems like the city or whoever runs the port. Yeah, it is the city of Baltimore. Might be liable if they allowed a wounded ship to go out to sea like that.
Yeah. Why'd you do that? Interesting.
But I'm still curious if there's anything to the hacking.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
Theory out there.
If the ship was hacked and this was done on purpose. Speaking of the FBI, check out this headline. Many FBI agents are struggling to make ends meet.
Oh, no.
housing costs are to blame. Wait, what? I thought that the economy was so great.
So get this. Every Friday afternoon, I do a live stream on my YouTube channel, and Steve Friend, the FBI whistleblower, was a guest of mine a couple of weeks ago. And I was stunned when he said that he used to live in Omaha when he worked for the FBI. Mm-hmm. And in Omaha, the property taxes are so high that they get a special stipend to help offset the cost.
In Omaha, Nebraska?
It's like, then you must live like a prince in Dallas, Texas.
Jeez.
I thought, wait a minute. The FBI is getting extra cash because of the cost of living? Hello? Hello? I mean, congratulations, American taxpayer. Not only are you paying for a corrupt FBI, but you're also paying for the high cost of living in Omaha, Nebraska. Never heard of such a thing.
That's amazing.
Ridiculous.
All right. Tomorrow we got to talk about, we didn't get to this, Biden and the amount of actions he has taken against the oil industry. Over 200 of them. But he's a big friend to oil. He's making sure that we can drill as much oil as we possibly need. So we got that. Plus, overtime coming up in a few minutes.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.